Get ready to match the star. Jimmie Walker, Brett Summer, Charles Nelson Wright, Kate Jackson, Richard Dawson, and Patty Deutsch as we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game 76. And now here's the star of Match Game 76, Gene Rivers.
Thank you, Johnny Olson and friends. All right, we're going to get right to it. Just as I do a little bit of unfinished business here, you have a show, a one-shot called Charlie's Angels. What is that all about?
It's about 3 ladies who work for a private detective that you never see. You only hear his voice. It's a good show.
Are you one of the angels?
Yes.
Really? She's sprouting wings. By Jove. When is that going to be on soon? Next month or so?
I think so, yeah.
All right, we'll look forward to seeing that.
Thank
now,
you.
Are you all looking forward to meeting our 2 players over here? Velma Marie and Harvey LaCoco.
All right.
Harvey LaCoco. That's a great name.
Thank you.
What's the origin of that?
Italian.
Now, Velma has a grand total of $5,600. And she's on cloud 9 for that, and we wish both of you the best of luck. We found out a little bit about Harvey. He lives down in New Orleans. He's a longshoreman. He's been doing that for 4 years. He's got 2 kids, right?
No, 1.
1 kid.
He's
He
big.
has
He looks
2
like
now.
All right, we'll start this game in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. We're going to begin with round 1 coming up. Harvey, it's your choice, A or B?
A, please.
All right. President Ford said...
Oh, him.
He said... He said, I'm going to win every election across this great land. And Ronald Reagan said, the only election you'll win is in blank land. President Ford said, I'm going to win every election across this great land. And Ronald Reagan said, the only election you'll win is in blank land. You know, when he used to be in the movies, we all used to call him Ronald Reagan. And he got elected governor, and everybody started calling him Ronald Reagan. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. What
He
is
doesn't want that. He wants us to call him Mr. President. Simple person.
Or King for short.
Ronald Reagan.
Alonzo goes to the White House.
All right. Here we go, Harvey. President Ford said, I'm going to win every election across this great land. And Ronald Reagan said, the only election you'll win is in blank land.
Disneyland.
Disneyland. According to the audience reaction, he has given a superb answer.
Yes.
It's a show. It's a half-hour show, Jimmie.
That sounded like a good answer. I had also a correct answer, which is not bad. Good, close to it. Fairyland.
Fairyland.
Fairyland spelled whichever way you spell it.
Fairyland. That's an
Fairyland.
interesting place.
I'm from the ghetto. I have an excuse.
I don't. What do you say?
You sure Harvey's a longshoreman?
He said he's a longshoreman.
I'll bet he works in the office. I don't believe he's a longshoreman. He's too cute.
So I'm going to have him show us your muscles.
Disney.
Charles?
I said where Peter Pan lives.
Neverland.
Never.
Oh, yeah. The only election you'll win is in Neverland. That's a very interesting answer. Now that I study it.
Trying.
That's right. You are trying.
I was born in the ghetto, too. Of course, I had a governess.
All right, Kate.
I've said Dreamland.
Dreamland. Dream while you're feeling blue. Yes, sir, Richard. Ronald Reagan said, the only election you'll win is in blank land.
Well, it could be Stumbleland, but I'm sure.
Disney. That's two for Harvey. Now we're going to find out if Patty Deutsch makes it 3 for Harvey.
Yeah, it's the land where Goofy lives, Disney.
Right. Okay. 3 for Harvey. He's starting out pretty strong. That's the way you started out. That game you won. You ready, Velma? Sylvia said.
Oh, her again.
Yeah, here's Sylvia again. She said, ever since I started dating the judge, I've had the most wonderful time. Yesterday, I spent the entire afternoon under his blank.
Got it.
I have the correct answer.
I have the correct answer.
And we have the same answer.
Okay, they're all set. Velma. Sylvia said, ever since I started dating the judge, I've had the most wonderful time. Yesterday, I spent the entire afternoon under his blank.
Robe.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. What do you say?
Obviously, a woman who wants to stay around. Roll.
There's one. What do you say?
I believe we call this a shoe-in. Row.
So far?
She might be back to making her own clothes because I said bench. I'm sorry.
Bench. Bench is another good choice.
Judge's bench.
The judge's bench. Bench and robe. That's a good
You
one.
remember when you went to prison, you went before that man, they had a bench? That's the judge's bench.
All right, Kate Jackson. She's looking for a robe.
Well, she got bench for me. I'm
So
sorry.
far, 2 benches and 2 robes. Is there anything else? Other than robes and benches?
There's gavel.
Gavel would be good. Yes. Nine. The entire afternoon.
I said robe.
Robes. That's 3 for her. 3-3 is the score right now. Now, Patty, it's up to you.
Read the question.
I should read the question. I had the most wonderful time yesterday. I spent the entire afternoon under the judge's blank.
Under his honor.
Under his honor. So, at the end of round 1, we have a tie score here and a lively game going, 3-3, and we'll continue this game right after this. Round 1, 3-3 to score. 2 good players here, going at each other. Harvey, it's your choice, A or B, second and final round.
A, please.
A it is. 3 people do not play. Brett does not play. Patty and Richard do not play. Sheila said, my boyfriend is always making fun of my looks. Yesterday, he used my nose to open a blank.
Oh, I've got a good answer for that.
My boyfriend's always making fun of my looks. Yesterday, he used my nose to open a blank. Okay.
Very nice, darling.
Let's take that out.
Right. Very
Right.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Very good, sweetie.
Finish. All right.
Wonderful.
Your answer's in there, right, Charles? All right.
Yo!
Yo. Harvey
I love
Lococo.
him when he's match up.
Sheila said, my boyfriend is always making fun of my looks. Yesterday, he used my nose to open a blank.
A bottle?
A bottle, he says. What? What are you laughing at?
We were almost on the same street, where we go in opposite directions in different cars. Sounded funny when I said it.
Not
I
to
said
me.
can.
Can. No? All right, Charles. He's
I
looking for...
said can, too. It's either can or bottle.
All right, it was a toss-up. Can or bottle? Harvey said bottle, which I think is good. Can is not bad. What about you?
This is the first correct answer I've gotten.
Well, we're going to let you finish out the week. So, Harvey, that's 1 for you. Now, Velma, you need 1 to tie, 2 to win. Here it is. Charles, Kate, and Patty are the only ones who participate in this.
Oui.
Melvin said, my blind date last night reminded me of a Playboy centerfold. She had a staple in her blank.
What did you say, dear?
Melvin said, you're not even playing. Don't ask me what I said when you're not playing.
Got you, didn't I?
Melvin said, my blind date last night reminded me of a Playboy centerfold. She had a staple in her blank. All right. You're not finished. Okay. Patty is finishing up her answer, putting it in the slot, and we come to you. Melvin said, my blind date last night reminded me of a Playboy centerfold. Have you ever seen one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you reminded me of a play. You rascal, you.
Who, me?
She had a staple in her blank.
Navel?
All right. Navel it is. Charles, she said navel. What do you say to that?
And it was the November 72 issue.
All right. So at this moment, the score is tied 4-4. One more, navel, will win the game.
Naval.
Naval wins the game. Right here. Belly button. Here we go again. All right, Velma's very excited here, and she's going to bounce around a little bit there while we tell Harvey that we've got some gifts for him together with our thanks.
Thank you. It's been a ball.
Good. Harvey LaCoco from New Orleans. Goodbye. Here it is again. All right, Velma. Would you like to join me downstage here? You ready? Shall we plow on? Okay, take a deep breath and we'll go ahead here. We polled a recent studio audience and we got their best response to this. Eddie Blank. Now, the answer that group gave most often, remember, is worth $500 if you match it. If you match the second most frequently given response, you get $250, and the third gets you $100. Now, pick them out one at a time.
Kate. Eddie Cantor.
Eddie Cantor is one.
Richard?
Oh, one of my favorites. Eddie Fisher.
Eddie Fisher.
Brett, please.
Brett.
Well, what about sweet, darling, adorable little old Eddie Albert?
Eddie Albert. Is he adorable?
I worked with him
Okay.
once.
All right.
What about Eddie Kendricks? That's in my neighborhood.
Three. We're only looking for three. You got Eddie Albert, Eddie Cantor, and Eddie Fisher. Now, you can choose one of those, Velma, or give us one of your own. Well, what comes into your head?
Fisher.
Fisher comes into your head. Eddie Fisher is the one we're looking for. Let's find out if he's hiding under the $100 number. Eddie Cantor is there. No? Now let's see if Eddie Fisher is under the $250 number. Eddie Fisher is indeed. Congratulations. You got another $250. Gives you a grand total of $5,950. What's under the big one? Albert. They're all saying Albert. All right, slide it, Earl. Albert, it is.
And I was number 3.
Very good. That's the one that Brett gave you.
She's that kind of money. She just become very blasé. Used to run over and give me a kiss.
Yes. No. Well, it's only $200. That's sad. Now listen, Velma, you're going to play for another $2,500. And remember to collect it. You got to match one of them exactly, and it's time to pick one.
Richard.
Okay, Richard. She's still with you.
Okay.
All right, you face me now, if you would, please, and listen carefully, and get some thought waves going in his direction. Blank pie. All right. What answer comes into your head that you think is in Richard's head, one that he wrote down on that card? Blank pie.
Apple.
Apple pie. All right, Richard, she says that'll match you for the $5,000.
Well, this is a bicentennial year.
Yes. This is the bicentennial
It's a famous
year.
pie that goes with this year.
What is that? Cherry pie?
Of course.
Oh, it's the bicentennial year. Scream in his ear the way you scream in mine. You know, you have a very high-pitched laugh,
That's
my
what my
dear.
husband tells me all the time.
Really?
If it wins me money, I don't care.
And I dare say you must have the control room in a shambles with all the equipment you've damaged there with that. Woo-hoo. I know you broke my eardrum here a bit. Are you ready to carry on? You have. How much have you got? You got $8,450. Now let's do a little business, then you hurry back.
Today's consolation prizes are a 2 chests of premium Interior latex paint, lasting beauty in house and garden decorated colors exclusively from True Value Hardware stores. And a Timex electric wash for man or woman, the easy-to-read electric wash that never needs winding. Timex Electric, beautifully styled. And an electric knife and a supply of Unicap iron vitamins, 100% of the government's recommended daily allowance of iron, plus 10 essential vitamins. As the song goes, 1, 2, button your blank. And match game 76 will continue in a minute.
Now we're ready to carry on. And to do that, we have a new player. And we very happily present Macarena Gandarillas. How about that? Macarena Gandarillas. That's a very intriguing name. What does Macarena mean? Does that mean anything? Is it a noun?
It's a Spanish name. It comes from Spain.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
And where do you come from?
I was born in Chile, South America.
Yes?
And that's where I'm from, but I've been out here.
You live here now?
Yes, I travel quite a bit. I'm a jazz dancer. And
A jazz dancer? You can hardly find those anymore, can you?
I look jazzy when she dances.
I think in 3 years, you're the first jazz dancer we've had.
Oh.
Now, where do you do your jazz dancing?
Where do I do it?
Yes.
In different shows.
Oh. Well, what is a jazz dancer opposed to a ballet dancer?
Musical comedy is my line. I do a lot of
see.
musicals.
Yes.
And I went to school for that in San Diego, at a private university.
I have an audition in my house tonight again.
I have a new jazz show opening shortly.
Get your own show, fellas, would you? Okay, good luck to Macarena. Here we go. Round 1 coming up. And I ask you to make your selection.
A, please.
A it is. Here we go. A reads as follows. Nobody ever escapes from the jungle prison because instead of chaining you to an iron ball, they chain you to a blank.
What? I hate that question.
Well, now, the round 1 questions are usually a little more obtuse and difficult than the round 2 questions. I'll give it to you one more time. Nobody ever escapes from the jungle prison because instead of chaining you to an iron ball, they chain you to a blank.
To a blank?
To a blank.
I didn't even know there was a prison in the jungle. I thought there was
It's a little mythical
say
prison.
it again? I'm
We
sorry.
made up this prison.
The jungle.
The jungle prison. No one ever escapes from the jungle.
Jungle prison.
Because instead of chaining you to an iron ball, they chain you to a blank. I told you there's going to be a 20-minute answer period here and there. All right, that's good. That is okay. Charles has got his, so we'll come over here to Macarena. Nobody ever escapes from the jungle prison because instead of chaining you to an iron ball, they chain you to a
Cage.
cage. This is hard. Round 1 questions are hard. Very difficult. That is a tough question. Well, some good answers may come up here. Now, I thought of one that wasn't too bad. What did you say, Jim?
Jazz dancer, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I almost said cave.
Cave. Close.
Crowd, what's happening?
You're losing them. That's what's happening.
They were about to ask you the same thing.
What did you say?
Well, actually, my answer, when you think about it, makes perfect sense. Because I said tiger, because he done et you all out.
Tiger is good.
It is?
Tiger is one of the good ones. Yes, Charles.
Io rispondo in Hispania.
Yes.
Per signorita I dito crocodilios.
They chain you to a crocodillo.
It was just
All
a little
right. He's
rabbi
making
in
that
that
up.
Spanish accent.
No one ever escapes from the jungle prison because instead of chaining you to a ball, they chain you to a cage, according to Macarena. What do you say?
I said an ape.
An ape. Okay. That would be difficult. An ape. And now, what finally came into your head, if anything?
Nothing.
Nothing. So you got show us your blank
Just
card.
how I could get Macarena back to my place. It's the only thing that came into my head. Charles was very close, but the Spanish thing they chain you to.
Gracias.
Alligator.
Alligator.
Well, then when you pass on, they make shoes out of both of you.
Right. Patty, give us an answer.
I
should they change you to the cannibal warden?
They change you to a cannibal warden. That'd be okay. All right. Do we have time? We don't have time for another question.
Another commercial.
We have time for another commercial? Do we have time for another commercial? Well, let's try and get it in anyway. Yeah, little commercial. Watch it. Oh, this is one of those terrible things. We don't have time to do a full question.
Let's do
It's really too much time to stand here and chit-chat. So, Macarena, we got any jazz music?
Oh, no.
No. No, I wouldn't do it to you. I wouldn't do it to you. All right, we still got another 2 minutes. Stand up.
Could she model her
Stand up
clothes
here.
for us now?
Just stand up. They want to see all of Macarena. There she is. That's Macarena.
Jimmie is faint.
Macarena Gondarias. Now, what are you going to do with all your money, Velma? What?
Okay, Velma speaks now.
Go to Hawaii.
You going to Hawaii?
Buy a car.
Buy a car.
I'm going back to school in the fall to work on my master's, so I think that'll pay my
Good.
tuition.
Oh, that's marvelous.
All right, I'll dance.
Okay. No music there. Where's the music? Get out there and dance. You get out there and dance. No dancers? Hey, is your card filled?
Yes, thank you.
All right, join us next time. How much time now, Sid?
Just time to say
1 minute.
goodbye.
All right, I'll dance.
Bye-bye. Get out of here.
This is Johnny Olson speaking for Match Game 76. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Stay tuned for Tattletales next over most of the CBS stations.